How long will we put up with tyrants? Government tyrants. Governor Ralph Blackface, give me a dang guns Northam is at it again. And I'm just going to read just a little bit from the Daily Caller. It says, as if Virginia Governor Ralph Northam's wholesale attack on law-abiding gun owners. Hey guys, it's time for us to stop being law-abiding gun owners. You know, you have the right to keep and bear arms. And that right was not given to you by government and shall not be infringed by anybody who says they're a part of government. Shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. And anybody who goes against that is your enemy, your family's enemy, your friend's enemy. Anybody you love, it's your enemy. Anybody who goes against your right to keep and bear arms is your enemy. Wasn't enough. As if that wasn't enough, the disgraced public official and his Michael Bloomberg bought allies. What are they talking about here? Here's Everytown for Gun Safety. They're the gun control donor, location New York, New York. And here's all the people that received the $1.549,618, $1.5 million to fight against females who want guns. Here's a fact sheet from 2008 from Gun Owners of America. It says as many as 200,000 women use a gun every year to defend themselves against sexual abuse. Why would you, in your right mind, ever get in the way of a female owning a gun? Well, if you're in your right mind, you wouldn't. But if you're a tyrant like Governor Ralph Blackface Northam, you would. Because that's the kind of guy he is. That's who we're dealing with. And as Michael Bloomberg bought allies in the General Assembly now want the state's hardworking taxpayers to foot the bill for their unconstitutional schemes. The budget bill HB 30 includes an appropriation of $250,000 to carry out a whole host of gun control. It's not really gun control. It's people control measures that Northam and his anti-gun, anti-people allies hope to enact. And here's that bill right here. We're just going to read from it a little bit. Let me scoot this over here. Let's just read from this. Included in the appropriations for this item is $250,000. It's $250,000 the first year from the general fund for the estimated net increase in the operating costs of adult correctional facilities resulting from the enactment of sentencing legislation as listed below. This amount shall be paid to the current. What are we talking about here? Allow the removal of firearms from persons who pose substantial risk to themselves and others. That's your ERPOs, your extreme risk protection orders, your red flag laws, your unconstitutional, fully tyrannical red flag laws that not only violate your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, which shall not be infringed, by the way, but also your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects, which it's supposed to shall not be violated, but Northam doesn't obey his oath or honor his oath to the Constitution because he doesn't give a damn about people. Number two, prohibit the sale, possession, and transport of assault firearms, trigger activators, and silencers. $50,000. What the? First of all, what is an assault firearm? There's no such thing as an assault firearm. They're firearms, period. You don't have assault bats, assault hammers, assault knives, assault fists. Increase the penalty for allowing a child to access unsecured firearms. Prohibit possession. See, all these are investments, state investments, because that $50,000 is going to capture way more than that $50,000 because when they start enacting these laws, oh my gosh, the revenue is going to start flowing. This is their investment in their business, their little tyrannical, Bloomberg-operated, anti-gun, anti-human scheme. Increase the penalty for allowing a child to access. Prohibit possession of firearms for persons subject to final orders of protection. Require background checks for all. Those are infringement checks, by the way. Shall not be infringed. Require background checks for all firearm sales. $50,000 for each one of these. That's $250,000. It's $250,000 coming out of Governor Ralph Blackface. I hate your free lifestyle Northam's governor's mansion. So basically, they're going to criminalize you guys there in Virginia for doing what you have the natural right to do anyway, and that's defend yourself. First place my mind goes to is to all those women who could have, if it wasn't for the Ralph Northams of the world, protected themselves against sexual assault, battery, if they just had a firearm and knew how to use it. But these people are going to put all these roadblocks in the way, all these infringements. The very thing that they promised that they wouldn't do is the very thing that they do. Protecting and defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and then people like Ralph Northam come along and become the very domestic enemy they said they were going to protect you from. It's a bunch of BS, guys. Just a bunch of BS. By the way, the CDC has did do a study under the Obama administration and found that firearms are used 500,000 to 3 million times a year as a defensive tool that saves lives. Using firearms saves more innocent lives than criminals using guns to take innocent lives. Think about that for a second. Who are the villains? Who are the real villains? The ones who are trying to take guns away from females and elderly and people too weak to defend themselves by other means. Guys, share this video, like and share this video with everybody you know. It's the only way I can overcome YouTube's censorship and suppression algorithms, and I don't even know what to say. This is just so tyrannical. I can't even believe anybody would stand for 1 second watching that guy in the governor's mansion of the Virginia. It's just sweeping your rights away, just throwing them off a cliff, wholesale. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.